The last section. Pre-surrogacy arrangements. If the surrogate so requires, she is entitled, before any attempt to conceive takes place, to visit the intended parent's home, to meet any existing children if they have them. If I do not wish to exercise my rights under clause 4.1 above, she is in any event entitled, if she so wishes, to be informed by the intended parents where the child and any existing children are being and will be brought up. Then, if the intended parents so request, they are entitled, before any attempt to conceive takes place, to visit my home, to meet my partner and children. There is to be a reasonable period of time between the meeting and the first attempt. They say 3 months. They say, you know, if you jump in any sooner, you can have problems. This surrogate will inform the intended parent or of any partner, whether male or female, that she may have from the date of the memorandum until they obtain a parental order. Oh, I'd love a girlfriend. Don't find women attractive, but it just seems like it would be easier than Darren. Probably less mess. Probably won't smell so bad either. Darren's got really stinky feet. If the surrogate requires one-to-one telephone or face-to-face for crisis counselling arising out of a miscarriage or stress relating to the arrangement or her pregnancy, then the intended parents will pay a maximum of £100 to cover the cost of such counselling. If counselling for all parties together is required at any stage, or time, whether by telephone or face-to-face, the intended parents will pay a maximum of £5,000 to cover the cost. Then conception arrangements. The surrogate must abstain from any sexual intercourse from the time of the agreement until pregnancy is confirmed. So as soon as we start doing insems, until I'm actually up the doffage, no humping of the hubby, which is perfectly understandable because you don't want there to be that, is it his, is it not? Why is my hair going kinky? Weird. My hair's usually dead straight. Because I had it tucked behind my ear. Why am I being thick? Honestly. I also had it tied up. That'll be why. I'm doing tangents again. Sorry. It's a speciality of mine. The period referred to 6.1 above, which is the no having sex, starts on the date when the surrogate and the intended parents first agree to attempt conception and continues until after pregnancy resulting from the arrangement has been confirmed or the date on which the last attempt at conception has failed. So no lumpy pumpy, no, you know, bumping of uglies. There's a lot of terms I could throw in there. Then surrogacy. The arrangement will be the intended parents and surrogate agree that conception will take place at the home surrogate, intended parents or a clinic. It's going to be here. All parties have been informed fully and understand the risks involved in pregnancy and childbirth. The surrogate confirms that she will not consider any child born as a result of the arrangement as her own child or children. They will reside with and be raised by the intended parents. Well, duh. I mean, I know some of these really basic points have to be made, but Jesus. If the surrogate breaches any clause, the above clause, and decides to keep the child, all provisions of the memorandum shall immediately terminate, and in particular no further amounts will be payable under clause 10 and 11. Expenses, all monies must be returned. So if I do go, actually, do you know what? I've got 3, you haven't got any, but I'm going to keep yours too. I have to pay them back everything they've paid me, which is perfectly understandable. The surrogate confirms and agrees that in such circumstances she will not be entitled to make any claim against either the intended father or the intended mother for maintenance or other monies whatsoever, whether for maintenance of the child or for herself or her family, which again I think is disgusting if anyone ever tried. Then pre-surrogacy checks and tests. It's basically we all have to go through tests for various conditions, diseases, sexually transmitted dodginess, which is fine. I confirm that I'm immunised against rubella before attempting conception, which I have. All parties must have criminal records check, which we've done. Must give COTS permission for any relevant information regarding one party to be passed to the other one and vice versa. So any information have on anyone, everyone has to be able to get hold of all the information. And that is it. That is basically a surrogacy agreement in the United Kingdom. It's not overly interesting, but it does bring up some good points. It's very long-winded and it took a long time to go through it, mainly because Dave and I kept mucking about, because I've got the mentality of a 5-year-old and apparently he can too when he spends time with me. Wow, that was an awful face, so that will be my thumbnail. So yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you. And I'm really hoping for some more surrogacy questions. Please, 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 if you've got any questions, post them below. But I've done this last of the 3rd video and I bet no one's watching this. Never mind, whatever. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.